Are we ready for a change up in style? Are we ready for a change up in absolutely everything that you know about Sonic the Hedgehog? Well, in some cases, yes, but for the most part, we're ready for the change up. Hello there, everybody. This is CwapPlatinum, and welcome to Sonic Frontiers. This came out last year, and since the final update came out, like, months ago, I feel like now is the time to actually get this started. Because I wanted to wait until updates were finished before I can start any newer game that comes out these days. So, for that one person in the comments who was like that one time, where's Sonic Frontiers? Well, here it is. I could tell you all about the things that Sonic Frontiers does right, but I think I want to save that for when we actually get into things. All you need to know is that you need to play Sonic Frontiers on hard if you want something extra. Because for whatever reason, they didn't patch the something extra in easy and normal difficulty. I don't think style really matters, so we're going to go for high-speed style. Let's start Sonic Frontiers, everybody.
Uploading AI program now.
It's all coming online. The ancient secrets will be mine. Status report. Answer me!
Simulations complete. Executing protective initiative.
What? No! No!
Starfall Islands.
How exciting!
You tracked the Chaos Emeralds here, right? Let's find out what drew them here.
And here we go! Woo! Alright, video games, let's go! Alright, so already this is looking very familiar to what we're used to. Well, don't tell anyone this, but we're not going to be doing this usual Sonic stuff all the time. Don't tell anybody, though. You didn't hear it from me, because y'all don't know nothing. Except, well, you probably do if you ever played this game before. Okay, so, yeah, we're just boosting, we're doing our thing, we're getting all the rings and yada yada yada, but for these particular stages, I'm gonna do every single objective, by the way. I'm gonna do that. And I failed to get the S rank time. Of course I did. So that means I'm gonna have to try again until I get all of it. And also get 150 rings too. Well, in my, 150 attempts to record the first episode of this whole thing, I actually really just want to do the separate objectives, well, separately, you know? Like, get all the rings that I really want to get for the ring objective, and then I want to, well, do that thing. Well, get the S rank time anyway. Of course I didn't do that. Ooh, I managed to get 150, just in time. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's the time I got. Or I need. No, it wasn't. Okay. Okay, I got it, thank God. By the way, that stage we were just at is literally the tutorial level of Sonic Unleashed HD. There's gonna be a lot of that, believe you me.
Tails? Amy? Oh. Whew. Looks like I'm the only one who made it out of that. Whatever it was. Whew.
Mortal,
Ugh. Hello?
you have done the impossible. You have escaped cyberspace through your own power. You are the key.
Key, huh? Sure beats being called a rodent. Are you saying I can rescue my friends?
Find the Chaos Emeralds. Destroy the Titans. Tear down the walls between dimensions.
Yeah, okay, sure. How about a little context? Hello? Oh well. Some direction is better than none. Here we go.
Move around the camera with the controller, not necessarily the keyboard. Even though Sonic Frontiers is perfectly playable on mouse and keyboard. Now this is more like we're talking about. Because now we have a big sandbox to play in. Actually, several sandboxes, actually. So, let's press down these switches. And see what we got here. We got a red seed thing. And there's the map of the island called Kronos Island. Completing challenges will reveal the surrounding area on the map. Once revealed, the map will help in locating guardians, portals, and memory tokens. Open the map by pressing the view button, or whatever that button that is. That's on the Xbox controller. Alright, so first and foremost, yeah, if you never played this game before, and if you're familiar with Sonic, kinda get ready to throw some of that knowledge out the window. Because, for the most part, you're gonna be exploring around big open areas like these. Because Sonic Frontiers is a much different Sonic game than what you're used to. Because it actually teaches you how to play and display all your moves, huh? It actually teaches you how to play. Who'da thunk that what Sonic would need is just a tutorial that makes sense. Anyway, we just killed some enemies with our homing attack, which we can do always. When enemies are defeated, they drop various items like skill pieces and seeds. Gather enough skill pieces, they'll turn to skill points. And that they can be used to learn new skills for Sonic, because Sonic has new ways of beating up enemies in this game. Instead of just homing attacking or spin dashing just like, you know, he always does. This time he can actually punch and kick by pressing the attack button. And, well, I can't really do that right now, but eventually I can. Well, eventually meaning like in about a few minutes. Alright, so let's go through here. Ooh, we got different robots. We got different guys. Ayo. They're about to be like, oh lord, he coming. Well, guess what? I'm already here. I'm already here. Bye. And bye. Because now, and I can't believe the game doesn't tell you, now you can actually punch with the attack button. Who would have thunk that Sonic would actually be able to punch things for real now? So yeah, already this is a much different experience than you're thinking, isn't it? You're probably thinking, based on that first impression of that one cyberspace level, you're all like, oh yeah, this is going to be the same thing. Well, nope. If you've even been paying the slightest bit of attention to marketing, then you would realize that this is actually a different take on the franchise altogether, because for the first time since, well, probably Unleashed if you really think about it, or possibly even, well, Sonic 06, you have a big sandbox to play around in. Well, actually for the first time ever, really, the main gameplay loop of Frontiers is actually based around the little sandbox areas that you're going to be exploring. Like, you can maneuver the camera, you can go around in 3 dimensions, you can just punch and kick things, you're able to learn new skills in an RPG sense. Yeah, no, this is a much different take. And I love it. Just gonna say that right now. These are the mini-bosses, the Guardians. When an enemy is targeted, lock onto them by pressing the right stick. I don't really use this a whole lot, but what I do use a lot, and you should probably too, is the parry. By holding the left and right bumpers on the Xbox controller, or depending on what controller you're using, you know, the bumper buttons, you can go in an infinite parry stance. That way, if an enemy is about to unleash an attack, then Sonic will be ready to just simply parry it. So that's one of the many things that he can do. Parry attacks so that you can deal out some damage to your enemies. All that good fun stuff, you know? Anyway, I think honestly, like, it goes kind of without saying, but upon immediately taking control of Sonic in this 3D space, like, I had some pretty worrying expectations for the control when that cyberspace level was going around. It's like, oh god, this is Sonic Forces all over again. No, but thank god that's just for the cyberspace stuff. Thankfully, out in the open world areas, or open zone areas, as this game likes to call it, don't really care either way. We have an open world, we have various open worlds to go around in. I can honestly say, I think it really just all depends upon the person. But honestly, right off the bat, this is the best that Sonic has ever felt in a 3D space. Like, he controls very well. It's very responsive. Like, I can boost whenever I feel like it. Like, the air momentum when jumping is a little bit slow, but it's nonetheless controllable and doable. Just being on the ground feels really nice. And, again, very responsive. Sort of like, Sonic Team trying to make their own little Mario Odyssey, you know? The attempt is appreciated, and it very much works. It seriously works. But now that we gotten that short little tutorial out of the way, sorry about that, I just sort of skipped it. We can unlock the other main thing about Sonic Frontiers, the Psy Loop. You hold Y while moving, and you run around leaving a light trail. After creating an enclosure with the light trail and then releasing the button, various effects can happen. So there goes Sonic's skill tree right there, which you can use to unlock new moves in this game. And by pressing the Y button, you can make Sonic do various things. By enclosing the loop, you can, well, make rings appear and even items that you need in order to progress. Not only that, but for the boost, you draw an infinity symbol, and you'll gain an infinite boost for a limited time. Which is very useful for this. Sonic's eyes got blue! The power boost. So this basically increases the speed of the boost as long as you have your maximum capacity of rings, which you can upgrade it. Yes, there are various things to upgrade in this game. Even Sonic's max ring capacity, too. And once he's at capacity, then you're able to get power boost for as long as you have the max capacity of rings. And it's my preferred method of travel because the standard boost doesn't feel as good as, well, the other games in which it had a boost. Like, I would probably go on record as saying that even stuff like Sonic Forces' boost felt better. In a sense, anyway. I mean, I'm not going to say that Sonic Forces is the better game because Sonic Frontiers clearly is the better game. I'm going to get that memory token later. Yeah, I'm not going to say that Sonic Forces is the better game because it has a much better boost. Well, regular boost anyway. I'm just saying that the regular boost doesn't feel as good. Well, in the cyberspace stages anyway. And by the way, you can also use the Psyloop in combat to break enemy shields. And also launch them in the air so that you can just deal a lot of damage to them in the air. Ah. And by the way, you don't lose all of your rings, thankfully. You can, well, if you're hit, then you'll lose some of those rings. Not all of them, but some. But thankfully, it's really easy to get them back. So, yeah. It's just definitely really easy to get them all back. Thanks to the Psyloop and everything. That's a sound memory. This unlocks various songs that you can use in the game while you're exploring the Starfall Islands. And we won't get into that yet, because this is probably one of the most varying soundtracks in any Sonic game. Absolutely. Anyway, plot!
Return to the digital dimension again. Use that gear to bridge the gap between dimensions. It is not enough to make the connection. One gear will not suffice. Hunt down another target and take its gear.
This vibe, dude! This vibe, man. Dodge Guardian attacks. While locking onto an enemy, you can press left or right bumper to do so. Again, I'm only using it for the tutorial because I don't really feel like I need it, but I'll probably eat my own words, probably. Even though this game, even on hard mode, is not really that hard to begin with. So, you gotta knock down each section of tower in order to get to the head much easier. That way you can just unleash your attacks on the head. No problem whatsoever. By just simply mashing the X button. Huzzah!
Use the gear as you have done before.
I also like how this tutorial just basically shows you, hey, mini bosses carry portal gears which you'll need to enter cyberspace. When you can clearly see that that one portal gear that we just got wasn't enough to make the connection to cyberspace. It's so weird how they tell you like that, but you can clearly see it. It's like, come on, mysterious voice. Let me figure out things. Let me figure out things about video games, man. Come on. Just let me figure out things. I don't understand it either, but what we do understand is that we got another cyberspace level to go through, and we gotta do this. Uh-oh. 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 Jam alert! You know, this soundtrack is really good. This soundtrack is so good. Listen, it's a common rule that Sonic games almost always have great soundtracks. And this game is definitely no exception. But if I'm really gonna be honest right here, no, I didn't get the yes right. 1-2, 1-2. Gotta love 1-2, one of the more infamous stages of all time. Because it's really hard to get that timing for the S rank in. Yeah, you'll find that Sonic Frontiers soundtrack is incredibly varied. Almost like the first Sonic Adventure was, in fact. Because, well, you can probably pick up the motif you can probably pick up the motif with your ears, but cyberspace levels often have this techno sound going into them, and I really like that. The overworld stages have a lot of these orchestral pieces going into it. And you probably already got it from the mini bosses, but 80s sci-fi. 80s sci-fi orchestral stuff. It's really good stuff. And thankfully you can listen to the soundtrack online, and it's available on like stuff like Spotify or whatever. But yeah, 1-2, one of the more infamous stages. I didn't really get to talk about it because I was just busy gushing over the soundtrack. And yeah, I'll show off the strat before we leave. So you really got to make an infamous stage when even Sonic the Hedgehog himself, the YouTube channel, even acknowledges how hard this gets. So here's the strat that you can do in order to, well, make cyberspace stages a little bit easier for yourself. And yeah, this is a regular boost. Pretty pathetic, isn't it? So by pressing the X button and then the boost button, you can do a much faster air boost. I don't really know what the strat's official name is off the top of my head, but yeah, that's what happens when you press X, when you press the X button immediately before using the boost button. Yeah, it got to the point where Sonic Frontiers' 1-2 got so infamous that the Speed Strats video about, you know, various speedrunning tactics were officially taught to players and was never patched out ever. So thank you, Base Sonic team, for all of your hard work. Seriously. But yeah, that can make that stage a little bit easier for yourself if you're trying to get every single objective anyway. So that's the big kicker about that. And because I'm a maniac who loves this game, who actually really likes this game a lot, we're going to be showing off absolutely everything. We're going to be doing every single objective in the cyberspace levels. We're going to be getting everything and showing off everything too. And the reason why we want to complete every cyberspace objective is getting these vault keys, which we need in order to progress the story. And what do vault keys unlock? The Chaos Emeralds, because of course they do. In fact, we did so good on the first 2 cyberspace stages that we got not 1 of them, not 2 of them, but 3 of them unlocked. Because this game has to be open-ended, isn't it? Get the Chaos Emerald, baby. And would you look at this? The poppin' is incredible! And also, this game looks fantastic. They really hired Sega. They really hired this man to make to make the graphics for a new Sonic game, and it really shows. And displaying it at 4K is something else, even though I can only do like 1080p up to this point. Well, I do have my things to say about that, but more about that later. What we just got is a Coco. Thankfully, they're not Koroks, thank God, because they're an unlimited supply. So we want to gather them up so that we can see someone called the Elder, and he'll upgrade us in return. And welcome, my friends, to the show. Congratulations! We made it past the tutorial! Now we're free to do whatever we want. Jukebox mode, which I'll go ahead and explain. Photo mode, which I will also explain. Action chain challenges, which I will also explain, because we have to use Psyloop to get it started. And also new Coco and boost gauge upgrades, too. By the way, those past few notifications, they were content added in via updates. And by the way, those are free updates. Free. Yeah. Free update contents are based, and I love them. God, this game looks so good. Anyway, yeah, so now we're free to do basically whatever. Yeah, no, when I said that this is a different kind of Sonic game, well, they just basically took Sonic and put him out into an open world made in Unreal Engine. Or Hedgehog Engine 2, as they like to call it, anyway. And, yeah, this amount of freedom, this amount of freedom is awesome. It really makes you feel like Sonic. So, yes, indeed. Now we're free to just basically explore and do whatever we want. Whether it's getting these purple coins.
That's just begging to be climbed. Imagine the view.
Yeah, imagine the view indeed. Yeah. Seeds in Hermit Coco. Locate the red seeds of power and the blue seeds of defense strewn about the island. Bring them to the Hermit Coco to raise Sonic's attack and defense. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I want to get all of this out of the way right off the bat. By the way, this is one of the new Coco that was added in via updates, which we're going to get all of them, by the way. Yeah, that pirate hat Coco is just one of them. Anyways. Yeah, this amount of freedom is just awesome. Like, I've been spoiled by Xenoblade and Grand Theft Auto enough to the point where I'm like, yeah, I think the player should just have a lot of freedom on their hands to just explore everything and do everything without having to follow the rules of the story. I know technically already GTA has been doing that since map markers, by the way. and mysteries and ancient rails. As Sonic locations close to each other will be connected by ancient rails, making travel more convenient. Yeah. If you solve map challenges in areas that are close to each other, then the silver rails will appear close to that location, so that traveling around the island, because you have to somehow unlock skip travel, can be made a lot easier. See, right there. And it's all done in the same Sonic fashion as it always has done, by grinding rails and not having to worry about, you know, balancing on the rails at all, because who thought that was a good idea? oh, Jesus. Wow, I got that for a second. But anyway, but yeah, the amount of freedom that you have, like, you're free to just get all the Chaos Emeralds here before you even do anything. Like, you're free to go about these cyberspace levels in any order you want. You can get all the Chaos Emeralds, you know, provided that you have all the vault keys that you need. You're free to just completely follow the story. Well, at a certain point, you will need to get vault keys to the Chaos Emeralds. And, yeah. You're free to do just about anything that you desire. Including beating up these guys. So, oh my God. But, you know, the same principles of Sonic still apply right there. So, you need to at least run one ring in order to fully protect yourself from death. Which, there are no lives in this game, thank God. And, yeah. You're just free to do whatever you like. My foot is itching. Oh, jeez. What a perfect time. What a perfect time indeed. So anyway, beat this guy. Yeah. Kill Ashura. Indeed. Beat Guardians to get portal gears, or find portal gears out in the wild and use them to unlock more cyberspace stuff. Get Coco all over the island wearing these cute little party hats that I forgot to turn off. I set everything on to the default right now, but I forgot to turn off the Coco party hats because it's just that cool. Oh God, my foot is really, like, itching, like, oh my God. Well, I suppose I'll get into more of that as we go along here, but, I just unlocked that next cyberspace level that we're going to be going to in the next video. And I might as well just conclude this by giving you a bit more story progress. Wait until the weather goes up. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're talking about. We gotta show off that weather system somehow.
Amy? Is that you?
Hello? Is someone there? Help me!
Hang on. Maybe messing with the ruins will fix things.
Sonic, are you alright?
Me? You're the one who's only half here.
I feel fine, but that energy that was holding me prisoner went into you.
I've been infused with weird zappy stuff before. Besides, I feel like it gave me some kind of boost.
Well, in that case, we need to get moving. If I was trapped, I'm sure Tails was too.
Good call. I'll scout around and find you later. Deal?
Deal. Be careful.
Careful? Where's the fun in that?
You are the key. Be empowered with this technique.
Thank you, Sky Voice. Thank you, Sky Voice, for all of your contributions. Anyways, Another thing I should actually mention before we, move on here is, well, I was going to talk about the voice acting here, but, I'll wait until a little bit later to talk about it because it's interesting to say the least. But anyway, what I was saying before about the control being absolutely good in the open zone areas was, well, first of all, we needed memory tokens in order to progress the story, by the way. Collect these heart-shaped items to free Amy. They can be obtained from exploring the island, fishing, or with Cyloop. There is an unlimited supply of memory tokens to get here, so you're free to just go about your merry way, just Cylooping and, doing everything to get those memory tokens. There's literally no limits. Like, actually no limits, though. And, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, the one last note is, well, actually, I don't remember. I don't remember what point I was going to make, but I guess, like, the main point of all this is, well, we made it past the big tutorial stages and everything. So now we're just basically free to do whatever we want, which is awesome. I'll definitely be giving my opinion because I have a lot of things to say about Sonic Frontiers, about how what works, what doesn't work, well, for me anyway, and what's really weird. And I'll make that all very clear to you all as we keep on moving along. And we're going to be sort of doing a mix of story progress along with, doing all sorts of things, clearing out the map challenges, getting absolutely everything, We're going to be doing a mix of that. But there will be progress in every video. I will assure you of that. There definitely will be progress. But given the fact that this game is incredibly open, well, we'll just see how far that goes. Anyway, now that we've broken free of the shackles of the tutorial, next time on Sonic Frontiers, we're going to keep on exploring these mysterious islands. See you guys on the next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.